All right, so I got the marathon coming up, and I read this book like maybe 4 years ago, and then I reread it 2 months ago because I was running, and I was like, oh, I remember this book. It's called The Story of the Human Body. It's like it tries to tell you the story of like how the body evolved from long ago to now, and all like the mismatches, how it's actually super interesting. Please read it. But anyways, there's a chapter that's specifically based on running, and I remember like reading it the first time. I was like, dude, people say they want to be like superheroes and have powers, and like, I mean, everybody, right? Like, oh man, wish I could fly, wish super strong, wish I could be more like the characters on TV. And then you read this stuff and you're like, bro, we got that. Like, this is some amazing stuff. To be a human being is pretty cool. So I have a couple notes here that I took. I'm literally just gonna read them. Like, it's literally Kindle. It's literally screenshots of like what I was reading. They're short, but it's super interesting. I don't know what order they're coming in. So I'm just, okay, so trekking. When two people when two people with different leg lengths walk together, the longer leg person travels further with each step. Since the cost of moving the body a given distance is priced by the step, longer legs reduce the cost of walking. By some estimates, the longer legs of back then would have had nearly half of travel compared to someone in the, now that's talking about the history, right? So when we were little, like people, smaller people, we got taller because the taller we are, the more we save energy. And basically this is saying like, why did we even go from being, everything's like 4 feet, right? Like 4 legs. Why are we bipedal? Why are we standing? And part of that is because it made it easier to, these are out of order, but it's to conserve energy, right? So here's like the 2 examples it uses. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like what we used to be and what we became. Damn, this is so tight. These are all out of order. One simple way we keep cool is by being bipedal. Standing and walking upright greatly decreases how much of the body's surface gets maximally exposed to direct solar radiation. So if you think of a horse, if you think of a dog, if you think of a cow, if you think of any of that stuff, their back is like this, right? So they're getting exposed to the sun a lot more than us who are upright. It's a smaller area that, our head, it gets hit with the most impact. We mostly broil the top of our heads and shoulders, but quadrupeds also grill their entire backs and necks. That's pretty cool. What did we do? We stood up. A last but especially alluring adaptation we inherited to keep cool when trekking is a projecting external nose. So who would have thought this nose does so much? Our faces reveal that, I don't know, it's because it uses some of like the old terms, so like Australopith faces reveal that they had flat noses very much like an ape or any other animal. So Australopith being us, but the old version of us. But the outwardly angled margins of the nasal cavity in H. habilis and H. erectus, which is like closer to where we're at, indicate the presence of a human-like proboscis that stuck out from the face. Aside from being attractive to us, our unique outer nose plays an important role in the thermal regulation by generating turbulence in the air we inhale through the inner nose. When an ape or dog breathes in through the nose, air flows in a straight line through the nostrils and into the inner nose. But when humans inhale nasally, the air goes up through our nostrils, takes a 90-degree turn, and then goes through another pair of valves to reach the inner nose. These unusual features cause the air to swirl in chaotic vortices. Although this turbulence requires the lungs to work a little harder, it increases contact between air and the mucous membranes that line the inner nose. Mucus holds lots of water, but not very strongly. So when you inhale hot, dry air through an external nose, the resulting turbulent flow enhances the inner nose's ability to humidify the air, Such humidification is important because inspired air needs to be saturated with water to prevent the lungs from drying out. Just as importantly, the turbulence helps the nose recapture the moisture when we exhale. The evolution of large external noses in early people, Homo sapiens, is strong evidence for selection to walk long distances in hot, dry conditions without dehydration. So all of that, this nose basically gives us the ability to not like overheat, in a sense, not dehydrate. It's like filtered. Dude, isn't that cool? I'm already 5 minutes in. And then it's like, I don't even know what it's about because I just highlighted it, so I have no idea. I'm so sorry. However, there is a plentiful evidence that by the time H. erectus, our ancestors had evolved exceptional abilities to run long distances at moderate speeds in hot conditions. The adaptations underlying these abilities help transform the human body in a crucial way to explain why humans, even amateur athletes, are the best long distance runners in the mammalian world. So even, as they call it, an amateur athlete, someone I guess who just tries a little bit, is among the best long distance runners in the mammalian world. So we are built to run. We don't even try. It's like it comes with the default package. You just gotta like maybe turn it on, maybe just adjust it or whatever. Today, humans run long distances to stay fit, commute, or just have fun, but the struggle to get meat underlies. Oh, my bad. That's just what it goes to. Holy crap! I didn't realize how long these notes are. In addition, early Homo hunters were certainly not fast enough to sprint close to their prey, and even they managed to sneak up close to their quarry, then risk being kicked or gored. So it's super long. Basically what they're saying is, how did we kill for meat? Because meat we need in order to get bigger, stronger. How do we feed this thing if we're not gonna just eat whatever? And it says here that basically we just chase animals until they get tired. They can't breathe like we can. They don't have the endurance that we have. They'll eventually get tired, and then it's easier to get them. Like imagine. I don't really want to make you imagine killing an animal, but you get it. They get tired, they slow down, we can keep going. At some point, they collapse, and yada yada. When we heat up, sweat glands secrete mostly water onto the body's surface. When sweat evaporates, it cool skins the blood beneath, so this is just water. Man, I'm tired of reading. In fact, a running human leg store. Oh, this one's good. This one is good. In fact, a running human legs store and release energy so efficiently that running is only about 30 to 50% more costly than walking in endurance speed range. What's more, these springs are so effective that they make the cost of human endurance running, but not sprinting, independent of speed. It costs the same number of calories to run 5 miles at a pace of either 7 to 10 minutes per mile. Again, let me repeat that. It costs the same number of calories to run 5 miles at a pace of either 7 or 10 minutes per mile. A phenomenon many people find counterintuitive. So, whether you're running a 7-minute mile, which is considerably faster than a 10-minute mile, your body is so efficient that it's burning about the same amount of calories. Let's just say 100 calories for 7 minutes, 100 calories for 10 minutes. That's how good we are at managing energy to run. Like you would think if you're running faster, you're burning more energy. You're not. It's just a different gear within the same amount of energy. The human leg's other novel spring is the Achilles tendon. This tendon is less than a centimeter long, about 1/3 of an inch, in chimps and gorillas, but is usually more than 10 centimeters, 4 inches long, and very long and thin. That's very important. I think I like 2 more. So if we used to get hurt back then, that would be really bad. So we have the gluteus maximus, the largest muscle in the human body. This enormous muscle is barely active during walking, but contracts very forcefully during running to prevent the trunk from toppling forward every step. So it's like stabilizing. Although the legs and waist are important for throwing hard, the majority of throw's energy comes from the shoulder, which we load like a catapult by cocking the arm behind the head. By releasing just the right moment, we can throw really fast. And then it goes into like why we have short necks. Dude, this is so long. We have short necks. It helps stabilize the head because like we're bouncing around everywhere. It's like a gyroscope. You gotta read this book. Okay, last one. As you might expect, anyways, yeah, we used to climb trees, now we run. Got us to where we're at today. 10 minutes. Anyways, dude, read the book, The Story of the Human Body by... Story of the Human... Lieberman. Daniel Lieberman, I think? Yeah. I'm just showing his last name. By the way, Marathon Sunday. I'm excited. Oh my god, stop trying to sell me every time I click something. Daniel E. Lieberman. So, The Story of the Human Body by Daniel E. Lieberman. It's $5 on Kindle. I should have opened with that. So, check it out. Super cool.